Hello guys, my name is Amit Sani and I welcome you on this daily UPSC MCQ series. In the evening, these lessons are coming. Important issues, important current affair sections with the explanations we are discussing, and keep following these lessons religiously with the Hindu analysis video, and very beneficial these videos will be. And sometimes they are late at night, but they are available every day. So 6th of October, and the very important issue of the paid videos on StudyIQ. You see, one important issue is that when somebody is helping always freely, and if for once those people for specific reasons, if they bring this kind of initiative and with a very nominal prices, these videos when they are launched, then people are extremely miffed. But you see, people waste lakhs of rupees of money, and then they do not get anything out of it, but still they think that it was some problem from their side, and they do not see any kind of difficulty, any kind of problem in those wastage of lakhs of rupees. But here, with a very nominal price, I think around 159 rupees per month only, these very helpful videos are available. So I would say that do join this initiative, and these extremely helpful videos will be available to you on daily basis. And Gaurav Garg's video, Dr. Gaurav sir's video, and Prashant Dhawan sir's video, and Mahipal sir's videos, these will be available here, and just 159 rupees only. Means 159 rupees is nothing in today's age, and for that, this much crucial information, very important. Pocket News app is trending on Google Pay. You can download that. And regarding these UPSC courses, the descriptions are given below the video. You can call on these numbers, and the website section is available here. And the chat section you will get there. PDF you will get here on this Facebook group. Telegram channel you will also find there, and you can follow me on Instagram too. First question: document identification number, DIN. Is it recently launched by CBDT for ease of GST filings? You see, CBDT, Central Board for Direct Taxes. GST is not a direct tax, so it was launched by CBDT, but it is not for GST filings. It is for the smoothness of income tax departments working, and for these people, the document identification numbers, these are unique one which are given, and it's an important initiative, but not for the GST filing. This is wrong. First is wrong. Second, newly launched National E-Assessment Center, NEAC. Finance Minister is gonna launch this important issue, E-Assessment Center, where she talked about it in the budget section, where she said that we will launch a faceless E-assessment platform. Means the problem is that tax officials, when they are physically present, they apply their discretion too, and sometimes the harassment issue is revealed by many of the people, that tax officials are harassing them, and they are demanding something, or maybe some very tough rule is being applied here, and they are extremely harassed. So the CCD owner committed suicide on this issue. So this assessment center will be there, and a portal will be there, and faceless means no physical presence of the tax administrator will be there. So no official needs to be there in between the process, and direct e-filing, e-assessment will be there. So second statement is correct and first is wrong. So only two is the right answer here. You can see DIN system. You can go through the detail in the PDF here, and it will be operative from 1st of October 2019. Actually, it is already implemented, and in August, CBDT announced about this issue, the DIN issue, document identification number. Okay, and it is a computer generated DIN. And greater transparency and accountability in the tax administration is the main goal here. So it will be helpful for people and for the tax authorities both. Next, E-Assessment Center. It will be of Income Tax Department, and Income Tax Department, you see, Central Board of Direct Tax. And this is the initiative by CBDT again. So it is not for the indirect taxes, it is for the direct taxes there. And who are the, which are the direct taxes? The income tax mainly. That is the direct tax there. And GST is a kind of an indirect tax, because that is taken by the government through these retailers, shopkeepers, and all these business people, and you do not pay that directly to the government. you pay this when you buy something, and to the shopkeeper you pay that GST, and that is collected by the government there. So that is indirect tax, and this is the income tax, the corporate tax. These are the direct taxes forms. Second question is a very important question. Recently we had an information that in last 9 years 20 commutations have been there, and president used this power of clemency there. And you see, president have a lot of powers, but president has no discretion over many of the things. As the government would decide, as the government would suggest to the president would do the same. So verdicts are given, and sometimes people are given death sentences. But if president uses these powers like pardon, totally absolving of the crime for that criminal, and that criminal now can go home without any attached punishments, so that is pardon. Commutation is when your death sentence is converted into life imprisonment, or your life imprisonment is converted into some lighter form. So that is commutation there. This is the explanation of pardon. So the first sentence would be wrong. This is the explanation of pardon. Okay, we are completely absolving the offender from all the sentences and punishments, and totally he will be relieved there. Second, respite is a kind of a case. It's also a power of a president, which it can use to change these sentences and all. So respite does not mean temporary suspension of death sentence. This case, this explanation is actually of reprieve, where a person is given a death sentence, then that offender or that accused person would want to request to president for any kind of clemency there, and after that president would decide about that. Means actually the government would decide, and they will the council of ministers headed by prime minister, the government, they will suggest to the president, and the president may make some changes in the death sentence there. So there can be an application of commutation. So that time is given. So that is a kind of a power of reprieve. It is not the respite. Respite is something else. So both the statements are wrong here. D, none is the answer. You can see pardon completely absolves the offender from all the sentences. Commutation, as I told you, exchange of one thing for another, means replacing the punishment with less severe punishment, like the rigorous imprisonment to simple imprisonment, or from death sentence to life imprisonment. That is commutation. Reprieve means temporary suspension of death sentence, and in that time, when this reprieve is given, that time the person can approach President of India to get some kind of relief there. So that is also a case of government's consideration. They may deny that, they may consider that request. So that's the case, and it is not any kind of right of that offender. It is just a request. Respite means awarding a lesser punishment on some special grounds, like if a lady criminal is there and she is pregnant, or a person is sick, or that person has got some kind of a disease, then the lighter punishment can be given. Next, remission, the fifth one, the last one. Remission means the reduction of the amount of sentence without changing its character. Means if 7 years rigorous imprisonment is given, then they may reduce the time by 5 years. Okay, so from 7 years they may make it to 5 years rigorous imprisonment. So they have not changed the nature, they have not changed the character of the punishment, just the time is lowered. So this is the case of remission there. So all 5 are important clemency powers of the president under Article 72. Governors, they also have clemency powers under Article 226. But important difference, as I told you yesterday, governor can commute, can reprieve, can respite, can remission, but governor cannot pardon the death sentence, importantly. And second thing, regarding the court martial verdicts, president can decide about court martial verdicts, but governor has no power to decide about the court martial verdicts. So that's the case, and these are the important details which are given here. President can exercise these powers, and in all cases where the punishment or sentence is by court martial, in all cases where punishment or sentence is for offense against any law related to matter to which the executive power of the union extends, means where the government can decide about anything. For that thing, president can use this power, and president can use means president is advised to use this power. And all cases where the sentence is a sentence of death, so there president can consider these cases. So it is not a obligation on the president, it is just a request that he may consider. And president's pardoning power is wider than the governor, always remember that. Regarding the issue of discretionary powers, governor has more discretionary powers, but the pardoning powers, president has more. Here in Ipuru Sudhakar case, this issue was settled that these pardoning powers of the president and governors, they can be subjected to judicial review. They can be reviewed. Importantly, earlier there was no rule and those could not be reviewed, but now they can be reviewed because there can be any kind of arbitrary decision making there. So that is why. Next, Youth Collab. Youth Collab is not a new program. It was launched in 2017 by UNDP and City Foundation. The Citibank City Group, we all know about that, and City Foundation is that foundation. So with the City Foundation, UNDP launched it in 17. So second is correct, but first is wrong. In India, it is recently launched, but not by Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. It is not launched by MSD. It is actually launched by Niti Aayog and AIM, or Atal Innovation Mission. So that's really important for the innovation culture of India. Only 2 is the right answer here. You can see Atal Innovation Mission and Niti Aayog and UNDP. They jointly launched this Youth Collab, where 18 to 19 years age group students and other startups, they will be showcased. They will be showcasing their proposed ideas, and this is kind of a very innovative issue, and especially for the issue of social innovation there. So Youth Collab, they will be concerned with the sustainable development goals also, directly and indirectly. So impact will be there on the gender equality, clean water sanitation, clean energy, affordable energy, economic growth, consumption and production, and climate action, and all are sustainable paradigms. Okay, you can see the information is given here. Next, Petroleum and Explosive Safety Organization, PESO. Is it a regulatory authority under Ministry of Petroleum? First of all, it's a regulatory authority, but not under Ministry of Petroleum. It is under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Okay, Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Crackers. You see, the festival of Diwali is coming, and again the important issue of crackers is coming to the surface. Supreme Court last year said that all crackers will be banned which are not green, and a kind of allowance will be given by PESO organization, the Petroleum and Explosive Safety Organization. It's an important autonomous status having body, and under Ministry of Commerce and Industry, and it has a regulatory status also. So second is correct, first is wrong. Only 2 is the right answer here. B is the right answer. You can see PESO is a regulatory authority. It's a department headed by Chief Controller of Explosive, headquartered at Nagpur in Maharashtra. Okay, and it administers certain acts: Explosive Act 1884, Explosive Substance Act, Petroleum Act 34, and Inflammable Substance Act 52. So these kind of acts it covers. So any kind of explosion can be there, and regarding that, these acts are made, and those will be observed by PESO organization, a department under Ministry of Commerce and Industry. So that's really important, and this is the issue where Supreme Court said that the approval will be given by PESO organization. Next, sickle cell anemia. Now, one more important issue. Council of Scientific and Industrial Research on Friday said that it had developed and brought to market green crackers. Okay, and it has signed agreement with 230 companies to produce these green crackers. So we will see green crackers this Diwali more and more. Next, sickle cell anemia. Sickle cell anemia, is it a genetic disease? First of all, it's a genetic disease. So you cannot say that it's caused by extreme deficiency of B12 vitamin. You see, B12 is called cyanocobalamin. Cyanocobalamin and important minerals are there inside that, and they are very much important and helpful in dealing with anemia condition. If B12 is not there in your diet, then pernicious anemia will be the problem in your body. Means extreme level of lack of red blood corpuscles, because for the formation of RBCs you will need cyanocobalamin there. So that is this vitamin is given for those people who lack these B12 vitamin, but that's the case of pernicious anemia. Sickle cell anemia is a genetic disease, and due to some mutation in the chromosome number 11, this disease is there. So in the tribals of India mainly, you will find this disease a lot, and a lot of people, they die every year due to sickle cell anemia. So genetic mutation is the problem, and it is inherited from their parents also. So the genetic remedy will be the best way to deal with it. Cas9 is a kind of a protein, it's a kind of a protein, or it's a kind of a tool, or you may say, tool, or you may say it's a kind of a scissor, genetic scissor, because it acts, or you may say it cuts DNA parts on some specific locations. So it was asked by UPSC also. Cas9, it's a very important genetic tool these days, extremely famous tool, and recently an important institution found FNCS 9, and that is an important organization under CSIR. They found this important protein called FNCS 9, and that is gonna very much helpful in sickle cell anemia treatment there, because it will be used in changing those genetic levels where the roots of this disease are present. Means the roots are there in the genes, because there is a mutation in the genes, and that is why the sickle cell anemia is there. So if you treat at that genetic level with the help of FNCS 9, then your disease is treated. And what this disease is, normally red blood corpuscles are round in shape, but in sickle cell anemia their shape is changed and they become like that. So their oxygen carrying capacity, that gets destroyed, and this is how the person is feeling very, very low, and the blood loss will be there. Means actually the blood loss will not be there, but the person will be extremely anemic, because more and more red blood corpuscles are becoming sickle shaped. So sickle cell anemia. Okay, so first is wrong, and this is also wrong, because it is not a drug, it's a important protein that is being found. So D, none is the answer. And you can see hemoglobin is there in RBCs, and in this is sickle cell disease is a group of blood disorder, and especially the sickle cell anemia, where abnormality is there in hemoglobin, which is there in RBC. It cannot carry oxygen anymore, and you know the prime task of our blood is that it will take oxygen from your lungs and it will supply this oxygen to whole body, every cell of the body. So this is how, if the RBCs are not there and the hemoglobin is distorted, then your oxygen is not reached up to the body. So this is how any kind of trouble can be there. Recently IGIB, this is Institute of Genomics and Integrative Biology under CSIR, that has discovered a protein variant, and that is called FNCAS 9. FNCAS 9. Okay, and it will be very much helpful in sickle cell anemia remedy there. So this will be acting on DNA levels actually. So you can see this is DNA, and genes are present here, and if you want to make some changes, like in the recombinant DNA technology, if you want to make some changes, then you need to cut it from specific locations, and you will add it from specific locations. So for cutting, there are no physical scissors. These are specific enzymes. They will be acting on these specific places. So that's why it's a genetic scissor. The Cas9 is the genetic scissor. So that's very, very important. Next, perovskite. Perovskite is a what? A Russian aircraft? No. Genetic disease? No. Highly unstable mineral. Yes, that is a highly unstable mineral. And recently, an institute in Pune that found that this can be used in treating organic pollutants, because it has a very important photoluminescent quality when it is stable. So they made it stable with the important MoF Composite. Means MoF is metal organic framework. They put this in unstable mineral in this MoF, and when the sunlight is brought on its surface, then it becomes very active, and it will reduce all the organic pollutants there. So in the water bodies, this can be put there, and this perovskite will be acting on organic pollutants, and it will photocatalyze them. Photocatalyze means sunlight is used, and because of the quality of photoluminescence, means it is active when the photons are brought to its surface. So sunlight is coming to its surface, it is active. So it is photoluminescence, and it is the quality of perovskite. So it's a mineral, highly unstable mineral, but they made it stable. So that's the important issue, and they may ask you about it, perovskite. So this is all for today. We will meet again tomorrow. A very important and a unique lesson today. Thanks a lot. Keep watching. It was Amit.